I haven't really watched much else though. To be honest with you, I just watched a couple of movies.
What movies did you watch?
Watched The Bone Temple.
Was that any good?
The 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Oh, the
Watched
28
that
Years
one.
Later movie. Okay. Was that any good or?
Yeah, it was better than the previous 28 Years Later. You know, it was really weird because I completely misunderstood, and I think they kind of accidentally fucked themselves. When they were marketing this movie, it was so quick after the first 28 Years Later that, in a weird way, that I thought it was the same movie. Like, I thought they were re-releasing it.
Oh.
But it's just like a direct sequel that continues right off where the other 28 Years Later was.
Right.
But this one was much better.
I have not watched a single 28 series movie.
Oh, dude, 28 Days Later is amazing.
Yeah.
That's that's the first one, right?
That's
the
one with
first one.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Serious roles.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was shot, I think, digitally and at a time when digital wasn't very good. And it has that iconic scene where Cillian Murphy's like on, I think, Westminster Bridge, and it's empty. And you always hear about this trivia, like they actually just filmed it at like 4 a.m. and they just asked people not to cross the road while they got the shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you ever type in like 28 Days Later bridge, it should, the image will come up and you'll see it.
I've just never, I don't know what it is. Like I've always heard about this series. I've just never really cared to check it out, I guess. But then again, I'm very picky when it comes to my horror.
Well, 28 Days Later is very good.
Very good?
I
Okay.
would recommend. I think I could be mistaken here, and maybe some people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's one of the first movies that did like zombies that like ran or something.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if it's the first, but that's what made it famous.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because they weren't technically zombies.
Right. They
They were more
right.
infected humans. So it was like, is this a zombie? Is
This
this not a
movie
zombie?
sucked ass. Well, so like, okay, they made like a super weird choice in this movie, actually.
Yeah.
which I think Garth might like have fun to discuss. So in this movie, okay, at the end of 28 Years Later, it's not really spoilers, but I'll talk about it. They, the main kid, like at the end of this movie, is like walking and he stumbles across this like weird group of people, and they're all dressed as Jimmy Savile.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
Okay.
And if you don't know,
Arguably scarier than zombies.
Jimmy Savile is a very famous from the UK.
Yep.
One of the
biggest.
One of the greats.
The ghost.
One of the most notorious from the UK. And a horrible man. And so there's this group of like serial killers that are dressed as him. And that's where the movie ends.
Right.
And so the next movie opens up and
They go to an island.
They go to an island. They go to an island. And it opens up and they're like, it's this guy who is teasing the first movie where he's like a kid of a priest and he dies at the very start of the movie. So this kid he's basically like 8 or 7 years old when this starts. So his whole worldview is shaped by what he saw before, which was like, Jim can fix it. So, and then like he's obsessed with like kids shows, but he's like 30 because that's all he knew before the whole world ended.
Right.
And he's got like a cult of children, and they're the hands of Satan, and he can only have 8 fingers. So when he finds this kid, he's like, well, if you kill another kid, you can join because there's only 8.
Right.
And so he kills. And then anyway, it's a whole fucking weird thing, but you're following basically this Jimmy Savile cult throughout the entire movie. It's a very weird movie, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a sucker for Ralph Fiennes. Anytime he's on screen, I'm always having a good time.
Yeah.
So he was.
Is this the first of like a trilogy or something like that? Or
Okay, so the whole thing is kind of weird. So 28 Days Later came out.
Because there's so many of these movies. I know that. 4 movies.
Okay. So 28 Days Later came out. I want to say 20 years ago, Nabby, or 25 years ago. Quite a long time.
Yeah.
Roughly that. A long time ago.
Yeah.
And that was the original first one, a massive hit, cult classic.
Yeah.
And then 28 weeks later came out a fair amount while
but it
after.
wasn't by Danny Boyle.
It wasn't by Danny Boyle.
Right.
And it starred, who's the guy who has the social media, Jeremy Renner? Is that his name?
Oh.
The one with the hit social media app.
Yeah.
28 weeks later, it was 2007. When was the 28 Days Later? That was
28 days later.
Days.
Damn, they just skipped months, huh? They went straight to 28 days later.
They skip months.
Too many months.
2002. Okay, so yeah.
Damn.
So it came out
24 years
5
ago.
years later.
Yeah.
And basically, so the world ends. Well, in the UK ends basically. In this movie.
Yeah.
And then the 28 weeks later, they pick it up with none of the same cast or anything, and then they basically like, okay, you know, the world's ended in the UK. Maybe we can start bringing people back who fled, and we'll just keep them on the Isle of Dogs in London, which is like this kind of like tiny, not really island.
Right.
It's just kind of like a moat, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we'll just open it back up just there. And then obviously zombies or whatever infected get in, and it's a whole mess. And they're like, okay, how should we deal with this? They're like, let's bomb it all. So they just fucking explode all of this area with all these people on it, and kill them all. And that's the movie.
Fucking hell.
And Jeremy Renner's in it, and it's whatever. It's not very good. This is crazy. Oh, okay, actually, I thought this was 28 weeks later.
Yeah,
the reviews for 28 weeks later, I assume, are terrible. And then I believe Danny Boyle, I believe remade 28. Who came back to make 28 years later.
Years later.
And 28 years later wasn't received very well. It was kind of weird. I kind of liked the movie.
I wouldn't say it wasn't received well. It was received, you know, some liked it. I heard it was just different.
Very different.
What people were
But then
expecting.
I think 2 years later, this movie came out. But I was confused because I thought it was the similar movie as the previous one.
Oh, wait, is this the new 28? Is this the second movie?
This is the fourth movie in the series.
Yeah.
I thought we were just talking about 28 years later.
Well, so yeah, that's what I was very confused when this movie came out because I was like, oh, they're re-releasing it, and I was like, oh wait, no, this is the sequel.
Oh,
I didn't fully understand that, so I watched it recently, and it was quite good.
Yeah, they basically did a season 3 part 2.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I was talking. I thought you just recently watched 28 years later. I thought that's what we were talking about. I didn't realize this was an entirely.
What's next? 28 decades later?
Well, I don't know. I think this was like, it was weird because it was a kind of like a contained story about, not really about the infected. Really, it was kind of an odd one.
Oh.
But Ralph Fiennes' character is very good.
Was it scary?
No, I mean, I kind of gross actually. I mean, the Jimmy Savile cult was kind of grotesque. They were like skinning people and stuff. And they were kind of it was kind of fucked up. But I enjoyed this movie, The Bone Temple, more than the previous 28 years later, which
if they're skinning people, I'm probably not good.
Yeah, I don't like the gore shit.
I don't like violence. I'm a little baby boy.
Same.
Also watched Marty Supreme in the theaters.
Oh, how was that?
Quite good. Yeah.
What is Marty
Because
Supreme?
I know Timothy Chalamet won't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, so it is, I believe, his like A24 film. It's directed by, I believe, one of the Safdie brothers. I don't know if you can check that.
Yeah,
Josh Safdie, who I think the brothers directed Uncut Gems and Good Time, which are two of my favorite movies. And if you've watched those movies, it's very similar.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's just Timothy Chalamet's character is such a horrible guy in this film, and I know that's the point, but unlike Uncut Gems and Good Time, I have fun watching those films because the anxiety, I feel like they're both these characters are terrible people in the movies as well.
Yeah.
But Timothy Chalamet character literally won't let other people's characters speak. It is fucking insufferable. You're watching this thing and he's always talking over them.
Yeah.
And it's fine for a couple of scenes, but the movie's like 2.5 hours. And by like 2 hours in, you're like, just let someone else fucking finish the sentence. But it's very good. It's if you enjoyed Good Time and you like Uncut Gems, you'll like this one too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit weaker than those films, but still a great movie, and I did enjoy it. But
I know Timothy Chalamet was going around like to a bunch of different countries and shit, like trying to promote this in really weird ways on social media. Like there was one where he was in China somewhere, and he was like serving tofu at like one of those tofu stands, but he was cutting
always
the tofu.
Comes back to China.
Yeah, but he was cutting the tofu.
Always China.
But he was cutting the tofu with the fucking table tennis racket. Like trying to promote. I'm like, this is such a weird way to promote this movie. Because like, he clearly really wants people to watch this particular movie.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
The worst part about this movie is they try and like gaslight you into letting you think that Gwyneth Paltrow
he was cutting tofu with a fucking table tennis racket. It's so weird how he's doing this.
They gaslight you into trying to think that Gwyneth Paltrow is hot. That's the hardest part of this movie.
Hey, I think Gwyneth Paltrow is kind of hot. For her age.
For her age,
Yeah,
sure.
she looks good for her age.
I can't. She's kind of hard to listen to. I really think much of her. I'm sorry, Gwyneth Paltrow.
From speaking Chinese to filming square dancing in a park, Hollywood's golden boy Timothée Chalamet gave his fans a lot to talk about during his trips to China.
Yeah, he was in this video where he's cutting the tofu, he's speaking in Chinese. And he's like acting like one of those like angry Chinese dudes at the tofu stand. And I'm just like, this is a film about table tennis. What does this have to do with cutting tofu?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. Not my favorite Shafty film, but it was good.
Yeah,
I can appreciate the Tyler the creator's in it as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
His character's quite good. Yeah, interesting film. I don't know if you guys would like it.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything current recently. I don't know why. I went back to watch Dr. Strangelove.
Wow.
How I Learned to Love the Atom Bomb. Have you guys ever seen that one?
I haven't, but I've heard of it, yes.
Dr. Strangelove, is that the film where Russia is going to nuke and then...
Like the 60s film, right?
They take away, they're like, we're going to nuke and we have no control over it.
Yes. What happens, right? I thought so. It's a dark comedy that came out in 1964.
Kubrick, right?
It's Kubrick.
Yeah.
And I think I watched this ages ago when I was going through my I'm in university. I'm going to go through the IMDb top 100 phase. And I just didn't get it. I was just like, maybe it's some artsy fartsy shit. You know, I didn't understand. And then I don't know why, but I think I might have just saw a screenshot from it or something, and I was just like, I didn't give this movie the fair shot, that I thought I did. I didn't truly try to invest myself into like enjoying it. So I don't know why. I just wanted to use my free will that day, and I was just like, I'm going to buy this movie and I'm just going to watch it. I don't know why.
Okay.
And I think that it's incredible for how well it's aged and how well the comedy is aged, right? So the biggest thing that I found interesting was the entire premise of this film. So the premise of this film is this was made peak, like right in the depths of like the Cold War era, where we were kind of scared that the world was going to end. And we had two superpowers, the Soviet Union and America. They were like just stocking nukes against each other. So the whole premise of this film is there is one rogue colonel at a military base in America. And what he does is he's this war-hungry colonel who's just like, why are we trying to go to diplomacy? We just need to nuke the Russians or nuke the Soviet Union before they nuke us. And so what he does is he sends this code out to all of the circling nuclear bombers that are constantly up in the air, and he gives them this emergency code that says America has been attacked. And obviously, like, communications wasn't on the same level as it is now. All of the aircraft just see they've been sent an emergency code through an emergency line, and the code says America has been attacked or has been nuked. That's the implication, and they need to retaliate, right? And once they receive this code, they have to shut off all communications unless they get the emergency like back out code from that very same base, basically, right? So basically, they are on a course to this. They are on a course like this. I think it's like one plane actually. They're on this course to just bomb the Soviet Union, which is clearly going to start a nuclear war.
Yeah.
So the colonel has put all of America in a kind of like in an awkward situation because he's told them that he has sent a plane out to nuke the Soviet Union. They can choose to go full force and wipe them off the map, or they can try and stop it, which they probably may or may not work. And if it does go off, 100% they're going to retaliate with more nukes, right?
Right.
And so the entire film is the few hours leading up to what happens in the situation.
Damn.
And it's I think it's like an incredibly interesting concept because most of the dark comedy revolves around how incompetent the leaders of America are. When pressed into a situation like an emergency situation like this, I think there is a standout scene. One of my favorite scenes in this is the president of America ends up phoning the leader of the Soviet Union, and he's just like, "Hey, so you're not gonna believe this. All right, don't get mad. Promise not to get mad. Okay. So long and the short of it is, we have a plane that is about to nuke your country." and they have like this little like lovers bicker back and forth between the two of them, and there's so many scenes like this where I'm like, okay, no wonder this is a fucking classic. It is.
I definitely know the name. I've definitely heard of it before. Also because you know what? Actually, I think I know about this because that's Peter Sellers, right? The main guy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's Peter. Maybe. I think it's Peter Sellers. Right. Yeah, it is. Because my dad, Peter Sellers is like one of my dad's favorite actors. Like every single film that he's in, he's just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And I assume it's the same with this as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've heard my dad talking about this one and he really, really likes it. I do want to check it out though, since it's a Kubrick film.
Yeah,
I think I've seen most Kubrick films except for this one.
I didn't even know it was a Kubrick film until I like finished it. I was like, that was good. That was fucking excellent. And then I checked. I was like, oh, Stanley Kubrick.
James Earl Jones is in this shit too. Hell
yeah.
Classic.
I didn't even know because like so many of these actors are a lot older now. So,
yeah, or dead.
So yeah, exactly. So I was like, everyone puts in a stellar performance in this. And I can see why it's one of the most highly rated movies on IMDb.
Hell yeah.
I want to watch this.
Classic film.
Yeah. I don't know why. Some days you just wake up and you're just going to be something.
That's today, man.
Yeah.
That's today.
Some days you wake up and you're like, I want to do something different.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. The other day, it's kind of the same thing. The other day I rewatched Yojimbo.
Oh,
the Akira Kurosawa movie because Nabi's been really getting into like Akira Kurosawa films. Found out if you go on archive.org, you can just watch the full movie.
What?
Yeah. Nabi was like, yeah, if you go archive.org, you can just type in Akira Kurosawa. There's just a bunch of his films just there in 1080p.
Is that legal?
I don't know. It's on the website though.
Protected by certain rights of archiving. Basically, it's everything.
Okay.
But I wouldn't recommend watching it here if you have.
If you have the movie, obviously just watch the properly. But yeah, it's on there if you want to watch it. And yeah, I just rewatch Yojimbo, and I'm like, Akira Kurosawa's the GOAT.